Welcome to the session, my dear students. In the last class, we had discussed about Bhakti cult and Sufi heritage, and we have discussed about Bhakti heritage in South India. But today, we are going to discuss about Bhakti heritage in North India. So, there are some of the famous Bhakti cult are notable in the North India. Kabir Das, Guru Nanak, Tulsi Das, Mirabai, and Chaitanya, where they have spread religious harmony among the Hindu and Muslims. So that was the main ambition of all these saints. So now let us discuss about Kabir Das. Kabir Das is a famous saint of Bhakti cult, and he was a disciple of Ramananda, and he was an adopted son of Muslim weaver couple Nima and Neeru of Varanasi. So, of course, like other saints, he also condemned discrimination based on religion. And he also said that very clearly Allah and Rama are the two names of one God. He said. He described Hindu and Muslims as parts of same clay. Okay, so it means one part has a same clay. So like that, Hindu and Muslims are same. He has parts of same clay. So there should not be any discrimination, religious discrimination. And he also stressed that according to him, it is not possible to see God. That was what was his preaching. It means it is not possible to see God, okay, by fasting or torturing the body. So going to pilgrimage places. So we cannot now attain mukti. So that was his great teaching. Okay, so he said that it is possible to attain salvation or attain mukti. That is only possible through devotion. So that was the main stress of this Kabir Das. And he is also famous person teaching philosophy and about the Doha poems. So that is Doha. Doha poems are 2 lines poems. Okay, and of course he had many followers. So that group of people are called that Kabir Panthas, or they belongs to Kabir Panthis. So like that, this now Kabir Das has taught teachings about Hindu and Muslims in order to bring peace in the society. So he had given great contribution, and his philosophy or teaching is very famous. Now, and let us discuss next saint is about Guru Nanak. Okay, so after Kabir Das, we can understand about Guru Nanak. Okay, so Guru Nanak also is one of the prominent saint, or we can say famous saint. Okay, and he is the founder of Sikh religion. Guru Nanak is the founder of Sikh religion. He was born in 1469 CE at Talwadi. It means we can say Talwandi, Punjab. Actually, it is in Pakistan. Okay, so parents were Trupta. Father was Trupta, and mother was Mehta Kalu, and Trupta were his parents. And of course, he also taught some philosophy, and Sikhs also gave some importance, importance for japa and good deeds. Okay, so they also believe strongly japa and good deeds can lead to salvation, and he also stressed about gender equality. There should not be any discrimination among male and female. He also had a great belief on the existence of God. It means God is there. So he has believed strongly. God is one, and he is also existed, and He also thought that God is only one God. He is eternal and is eternal. It means there is no an end for God. I mean, God is everywhere. God is present everywhere and is eternal. Okay, and is he existed always. So that was the great teaching of this Guru Nanak, and we can see also, yes, of course, Guru Granth Sahib is the no religious book of Sikhs. Okay, holy book, we can say that. Like every religion has their sacred books like that, and Guru Granth Sahib, and he said one can attain uh, mukti or gain bhakti. One can gain bhakti, and with bhakti can attain mukti. So that was his great teaching, and he also opposed social evils such as practicing sati and casteism and idol worship. And he also then moved around Karnataka and preached everywhere, and he stayed in Bidar, the place called that is Nanak. It is one of the famous place called Nanak Jhira. Okay, that is Nanak Jhira means sweet water spring. Okay, so that was one of the famous place where he stayed at Bidar. So that was a great contribution of Guru Nanak. Okay, so next let us discuss about Tulsi Das. Okay, who started to who was existed or who taught during this period about 1532 to 1623 CE. Okay, so like Guru Nanak and Kabir Das, Tulsi Das also is one of the prominent saint. We can also say that he was the first person to support Bhakti movement or Bhakti Marga in the North India, and he was born in one of the Brahmin family. Okay, he also contributed some of the poems to Hindi literature. Okay, he wrote Ramacharita Manasa is a very famous book in North India. Okay, and it is famous as Tulsi Ramayana. So it is Tulsi Ramayana or Ramacharita Manasa. It is famous as Tulsi Ramayana in North India. He also showed devotion, love, affection, patience, generosity among the people. So that was his great teaching. Love, affection, generosity. So these things, the people, those who have this kind of character can easily attain mukti. That was his greater teaching. So that is about Tulsi Das. And next one more. Okay, next is prominent saint or famous saint who taught about Bhakti movement was Mirabai. So this Mirabai is also known as Radha of Kali Yuga. We can say that Mirabai was a Radha of Kali Yuga, and she was born in Rajput family at Rajasthan. Okay, and she was a daughter of Raja Ratan Singh. Of course, she had married to the prince of Mewar. Okay, she was greatly devoted towards Krishna. Okay, when her brother-in-law opposed Krishna, Mirabai could not tolerate this, and she herself shifted from Vrindavan, the pilgrimage place, to Sri Krishna, and she became the great devotee of Sri Krishna. And her songs are also full of devotion, love, and of course she has loved philosophy, and she spent a lot of time during her childhood for offering puja, meditation, and singing. So that was the great devotion towards to God, and her songs also full of devotion. Giridhara Gopala or Krishna Giridhara Gopala, what we call she was the devotee of Lord Krishna. Giridhara Gopala is a favorite god. She also has remained eternal through her thousands of bhajanas. Okay, so bhajan songs. We can say that bhajan songs. So that was about the about Mirabai. Okay, who had taught great devotion towards Lord Krishna, and she also opposed casteism. Okay, and other teaching, it was greatly impressed to the people of the world. Okay, and next is about Chaitanya. Okay, Chaitanya, who started to preach 1485 to 1553. Chaitanya was was born in Navadvip Dham. It is in Bengal. Navadvip Dham is in Bengal in 1485. And Jagannatha Mishra and Sri Devi, her parents. Okay, so Jagannatha Mishra and Sri Devi is parents Chaitanya. Okay, so Vishwambara was the original name of Chaitanya, and his guru was Ishvara Puri. Okay, he took sannyasa at the age of 25, and he also opposed casteism, and he also told bhakti is alone the way to lead to salvation. Okay, bhakti marg is very, very important, so that only can give mukti. So all the whether you take South Indian or North Indian saints, so everybody has taught about bhakti marga or how to attain the salvation. So of course we can say that he also taught about the love, brotherhood, and universal brotherhood, and he also told the universal love is the first step towards to the God. So that was one of the greatest teaching of this Chaitanya. And love, brotherhood, generosity are very essential. Okay, they are the essence teachings. Today, yes, of course, he also the follower of Krishna cult has been influenced by him, and even Bengalis call him as a Chaitanya Prabhu or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, and he is also will be treated as a incarnation of Lord Krishna. Okay, so that is about the saints Bhakti heritage in the North India and their great teachings to the society to bring rapid changes or to bring social awareness in the society, where the people who are practiced the blind faith or blind superstitions, so the people now wanted to move towards to the light. It means we can say that they have to come out and they wanted to maintain peace and harmony in the society. That was the main aim of this aim of all these saints. And next we can say now let us discuss little bit about Sufi saints. Okay, Sufi saints. These Sufi saints also now influenced by many things. Okay, so their heritages of Sufi, we can say that heritage of Sufi. Okay, these Sufi saints where we can say that of course just Kabir Das, Kanak Das and Tulsi Das. Actually they brought religious harmony, or they brought awareness among the Hindus. But Sufi saints were successful to bring awareness among the Muslims. Okay, so they also worked for the harmony between Hindus and Muslims. So the Sufi cult actually originated in Arabia and entered in India. Okay, Sufi saints, their original place, or we can say that they originated in Arabia and entered into India. So now the word Sufi comes from Saf, which means clean. Saf means clean. Okay, so they are of course they are the clean and clear, we can say that. Okay, so they are of course Sufi saints are mystic and used to wear woolen garments, or we can say woolen dress. Okay, and what is this essence of Sufi cult? And they also taught good things, many good things to the society. They told that God is one, and God is, of course, is one and is very powerful, and we all are children of God, and all are equal. And they also opposed caste system. Okay, so later on they were of course no, they of course now influenced yoga, Vedanta, meditation, and dharma, and also they taught that dharma is love. Service to mankind is very very important, and there are some of the philosophical thoughts also taught by Sufi saints. And among them we can see that among the Sufi saints, some of the famous Sufi saints are notable. They are Nizamuddin Auliya and Khwaja Bande Nawaz. So they are the famous, and some and Chishti sect. Okay, Chishti sect. I mean Chishti Sufi saints they are. Okay, now Nizamuddin Auliya actually lived a poverty of life, and lived life of poverty, we can say that. And he also lived one of the very poor thatched masjid, and this thatched masjid became the center activity of all the center activity. And he he refused the village which was gifted by Delhi Sultan, and those who had come to him, he had told them to practice good quality and kindness. So that was about Nizamuddin Auliya. Next is about Khwaja Bande Nawaz. Okay, after one more great saint among Sufi is Khwaja Bande Nawaz. Okay, so Bande Nawaz is also one of the famous Chishti saints. We can say that he was the disciple of Naziruddin of Delhi. Okay, Naziruddin of Delhi. Bande Nawaz means protector. Bande Nawaz means protector. Okay, and his original name was Gesudaraj. Okay, Gesudaraj. Gesudaraj means long haired. Okay, so that was about Bande Nawaz, and also he learned Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian, Parsi, Dakkani, Urdu language. So, and many more languages he had learned, and he had settled he came and settled in, Kalburgi. Okay, Kalburgi, and he was of course respected by Firoz Shah. He also wrote some of the Dakkani language. His literature is very important and preserved at library at Kalburgi. Okay, and every year you can see that Urs will be celebrated there in Kalburgi. And next Chishti saints or Chishti sect of Sufi is also very important. Mohyuddin Chishti is the founder of this Chishti Sufi saints. He also came and settled at Ajmer. Then he also had a devotion towards to God. Service to God is very important, and service to Guru is very very important. So service to man, service to God is the main feature of this Chishti sect. And he also had a great concern towards Muslim and Hindu religion, and he also wrote some Dakkani language, that is some of the literature in Dakkani language. And Salim Chishti from Fatehpur Sikri was also famous among them. Okay, so these all about the saints or Bhakti heritages, or we can say that Bhakti cult and Sufi heritage, and their great contribution to the society. Okay, so that is about the lesson. So if you have doubt, you can ask in the next class. Okay, so and we can also see some of the Christie tomb and some of the no saints tombs are which are located at Delhi. Okay, thank you.